Jenny Williams, we get a real estate life. And we'll be continuing on with our interview with Jenny.
Thank you so much, Fraser. It's just such an honor to be here.
Donis and I, through Career Academy of Real Estate, are working with people who are getting a real estate license, or possibly people who are watching this, they're thinking about getting into the real estate business, and then those people that are completing their salesperson pre-license. And one of the things that keeps coming up, and we get calls, I know Donis gets an awful lot, and they ask, I think a very important, crucial question is, what real estate company should I go with? And, how do I choose a real estate company? Could you give us your insight to that?
I get that question often as well. And I think it's an important question. I'm glad that people are actually asking the questions, because there are so many different opportunities, and it really, again, comes back to who you are and what you really want out of a company. What are you looking for? A lot of times I'll compare it to a fraternity or a sorority. And if you know anything about that from going through college, just where you feel comfortable, because you have to feel that you can thrive in an environment. And it also depends on what you want out of it. Some people don't want to go where everybody's very busy and are highly successful. And I know that probably sounds ironic, but I meet lots of real estate agents. In fact, probably more often than not, I'll meet agents that say, I just like people to be in the office all the time. Okay, because that agent is not necessarily looking to, earn hundreds of thousands of dollars in income. They just want a place to go and feel like they fit in.
Very interesting.
That is a different kind of company than you're going to find when an agent comes to me and says, you know what, I know it's not going to happen this year or next year, but I want to be number one in my city. Where do I need to go? That's a total different environment. And if you're looking for leads from a company, I want to give you, a soft warning. You need to be able to create your own leads. And don't choose a company because a broker will promise you a bunch of leads. You will end up being frustrated and angry with that situation, and you're going to be feeling like you've got passed over because maybe somebody else got something that you were promised. That is never a good reason to choose any company. It depends on your connection with the broker as well. If you feel like you really trust that broker and know that you can call the broker anytime, that's very, very important. Some offices are not set up that way. Some offices are only call me when you're in trouble. I have had people also say, I could really use a mentor. Okay, that's another thing that I will tell you to ask a lot of questions about that. Some companies are set up perfectly for having a mentor in their office. Others, you end up splitting your commission with somebody that you can't ever get on the phone. Okay, so before you make a decision, ask better questions, just like, they came to you to ask this question. You want to go and meet whoever the mentor is, find out, exactly the value that's being delivered and how accessible they are. I have seen so many agents 3, 4, 6 months in the business cry their eyes out in my office because what they thought they had signed up for was definitely not reality. So ask really good questions and, talk to a few people to see what stands out in your own head and what you want out of it in the long run.
Excellent advice, excellent. So many times I get people that will call in about choosing a company that say, well, I went over here and talked to XYZ, and they'll give me an 80% split. That's who I'm going to go. Well, how do you respond to this? I know how I do when they say, this is the highest split, that's where I'm going.
Well, and you do need to ask that question. Is there anything else that comes with that? Because pretty much if you're a brand new agent and you go somewhere and you get 80% out of the gate, it normally means that you're going to be completely left alone. And if you are good at being able to build a business and kind of know in your head where you're going and you can build that path, then take the higher split. Absolutely. It makes perfect business sense, right? Same goes, though, with the, some companies offer brand new agents 55%. Just find out what you're getting for that and ask some other people. Most people love where they are. You kind of want to ask deeper questions. Ask the question behind the question. How long do I have to stay on a 55%? How can I earn more? Where's my next step? Where's my help? Where's my, business development? Is anybody going to go with me when I write my first offer? Ask those questions because it'll be different answers on the 55% split as opposed to the 80%.